The regular council meeting of the Village of Armada will now come to order, please. All stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. To the flag. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Clark,
Here.
Cronin,
Here.
Bullock,
Here.
Ballard,
Here.
Cooper, here, Belkey, here, Shaw is absent.
Approval of the agenda. What's the council's wishes?
I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Support. Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. There's no citizens in the audience at this time, so we'll move on. Presentations, there's no presentations tonight. Administrative reports. Steve, do you have anything with you?
Yeah, just a quick thing.
Definitely.
Chris couldn't make it tonight, so I'll just be brief on this. Everybody has the operation report here. Everything's running well down there. The only thing I want to draw your attention to, they had 6 emergency alarm callouts, and 5 of the 6 were for high water. We had a lot of rain last month.
That's right.
So it just shows you how much infiltration we've got coming in there, and hopefully you can get that taken care of. So that's all I've got right now.
You have the treasury report in your package?
I'd like to make an announcement for,
Oh, okay, go ahead.
for the potluck in the park on July 5th. I need to ask people to please adjust the dishes that you're going to bring to pass to be selections of single-serving, pre-wrapped, non-perishable items, rather than something you make in your own kitchen, based on a health department requirement. We'll still have the free hot dogs and water, or if you don't want to do the single-serving pre-wrapped, you can make application at the health department to cook whatever dish it is you're going to bring in the park, and they will supervise. Sorry about that, but we need to make.
You can do the hot dogs and stuff right there.
We'll still have, I'm gonna do them in my kitchen because it's licensed, and then I can bring them and give them away.
So what they bring pre-wrapped, does it have to be pre-wrapped in the store, or they can make a sandwich and pre-wrap it?
It
No?
has to be pre-wrapped,
From
it's
the
a,
store.
yeah, it's a cleanliness issue, so you have to make sure that it hasn't been touched by whoever or whatever. So you can't buy a bag of potato chips and open it up and say, here, have some. You have to buy individual bags of potato chips so each person can open their own.
So you can't even buy a pie and open the pie right there. It has to be each individual one. Okay, just as long as they're clear.
Yeah.
That's what we'll do.
Very good.
Really, the potluck's kind of out.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I don't think that's all that bad of an idea, you know.
That could be like puddings or
There's lots of options.
peanut M&M, lots of packages of peanut M&Ms.
There you go.
Not because anybody likes them that well or anything. Thing to bring.
And I'm not asking for council's vote on this or anything, but I was visited by a young gentleman from Nickel and Saff. They're another insurance company. Just stopped in, we talked. I told him at this time we're currently with the MML. I don't believe it's council's wishes at this point to go out and bid for new insurance. The MML, I mean, and I'm sure other insurance companies would do the same, but the MML does offer us a lot of classes, a lot of things that we would not be able to attend if we were with another firm. But I wanted to let you know that he did come in to talk to me, nice young kid from, just graduated out of Northwood, so he's very young, very, very nice. But if you are interested, we are interested in looking at other insurance companies. That's a long process. That's something we have to send the MML notice. We have to, there's a lot more involved. He didn't give me a quote. He just stopped in and told me a little bit about their company. I just want to let you guys know that happened.
And we all know that we've had the MML for a long, long time.
Yes.
They've got us through a lot of tricky situations, and
They do represent
done well
us
for us.
with their.
I would be comfortable with changing.
And we all know what a target the village
The village is-
has on their back.
Mhm.
That there's a lot of people just looking to make a fast buck,
Yeah.
and,
I would
yeah,
not
the
be-
Mel's been there to support us.
Absolutely.
You know, and again, this isn't because of their ability, Nicholas said, I'm sure they're a wonderful company.
And his dad's only 48.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. It made me feel extremely old. No, it was, you know, it was more of an information. I told him that I would just, you know, we're not gonna take a vote on it, but, you know, that I would just discuss it and see if there was any interest in moving forward with something like that. I myself personally am not interested in it, but, you know, it's not my call, so.
What's our opening date for the insurance anyhow?
One's in April and one's in July.
Well-
And it's not, there's a process you have to go through with the MML, and it's a lengthy process.
Very long.
Yeah, it's a 6-month, I'm not even sure because we've
Way
not
out,
done it. But, you know, if it was something that you guys were interested in looking at any point in time, we have to have ample opportunity to do so.
No, it's just too short even with July
Oh, sure.
around the corner,
Yes.
so.
And right now with the MML,
It's June 30th.
yeah, July 1st. With the MML right now, our mod ratings are very, very good. It's been it's been a couple of years that we've been at 0 with one. We just got to 0 with the other. You know, I mean, we're doing fairly well, but, you know, we all know that's out of our hands how those go. So, but.
Good, thank you. General business consent agenda, approval of the regular council meeting minutes of June 12th, of 17, and the payment of bills. What's the council's wishes, please?
Move the consent agenda be accepted as presented.
A second.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. There's no old business tonight. Move down to new business. Tax rates and awards. Joe, this is your department.
I apologize that you guys just got them. With the PA 33, I started to do the L409 last week, and then I got to thinking, does the PA 33 go on the tax approval, or doesn't it? So it took a lot of phone calls and a lot of departments to find out the answer, but I didn't get it today. The PA 33, as Kevin Gower told us several times, is not actually a tax, it's an assessment. So it does not go on to the L409, so the taxes that you're going to set tonight that will prove that will be just like we've always done, the general operating in the streets, is the street fund. So Michelle has, give me a week after one. Yeah, let's go with my documents, go to the final tax millage for 2017. So whoever's gonna make the motion has gotta read the whole thing all the way down to the notation for the PA 33.
They're different than what's on here, the amounts, is that right?
What month is it gonna be? What was said at the proposal?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, those are wrong, those are
Those
set
ones are wrong.
The
on Michelle's.
Do it from her sheet.
Go from my sheet, she's
So we
proposed
do
on
one motion for both of them?
one motion, yeah, do one,
So you're not gonna use my motions, this will be your motion.
but when you get to the millage rate,
What will be my motion?
The sheet.
let me read it, and then somebody will make a motion. Okay, this is the final tax millage rate for 2017. It is a motion to accept the recommendations by Treasurer Dare to set the 2017 tax rate at the maximum allowable levy as permanently reduced by MCL 211.34D and authorized under Truth in Taxation MCL 211.24E with full understanding that these requested tax levies rates have been reduced by heavily to comply with the state's constitutional Article 9, Section 31, MCL Sections 211.24E and 211.34. The following rates shall apply. The general operating fund is setting a millage of 9.1511 millage. If someone will make a motion for the general funds millage.
Oh, then we do them all in one?
We'll do it all off of this page, but we'll break it down so that you're approved each, because if somebody didn't all, everybody didn't agree with one or
Mr.
the other.
President, I'll resolve to approve the millage rate of 9.1511 mils for the year 2017 for operating the general fund.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Roll call on that.
Yes.
All right.
Well, then I
Roll
gotta
call,
write it
please.
down. So what was the beginning of your motion, Lev?
Resolve to approve the millage rate of
Okay, all right.
9.1511 for
right.
tax year 2017 for operating the general fund.
Okay, I just wanted to get it verbatim. That was Baylor, Belkey?
Yes.
Wow, I put Cooper. I thought that went together, Valley Cooper.
It does.
Is that one word?
It does. Okay, Ballard,
Yes.
Belkey. Yes. Cooper,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Wallach.
Yes, motion carried.
The following tax rate shall apply to the municipal street fund for setting a millage of 3.6602 mils.
Mr. President, I resolve to approve the millage rate to be levied by the treasurer for the tax year 2017 for operating the municipal street fund be levied at 3.6602 mils.
I'll second.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion?
Okay.
Now we're
Change
gonna
words.
have a roll call again.
Ballard,
Yes.
Cooper,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Wallach,
Yes,
Conan,
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
motion carried.
Okay, and now we have an additional notation on setting the millage rates, that this motion also instructs the treasurer to place a special assessment on the full 2017 tax roll of 3.500 mils per PA 33 proposal and enactment requirements. This millage is not subject to Headley rollback.
Do you want to go ahead
And
and
what
read
is
it again?
what's council's wishes?
Do you want me to read that whole motion again, or?
No. you
Okay,
don't
I'll go
have
ahead
to,
and
no.
make that motion.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? Roll call on that please again.
Cooper,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Wallach,
Yes,
Clark,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Belkey.
Yes.
motion carried.
Do we need to make the motion for you guys to sign all warrants and forms?
Yes, that one you
I'll
can.
go ahead and make a motion to authorize the clerk, president, and treasurer to sign all warrants and forms related to the 2017 tax roll.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in, no,
That's gonna need a roll.
no, that's,
No, that's not.
no, just go ahead.
Yeah, no roll.
Yeah, all in favor, please.
Aye.
Yeah.
Motion carried.
That's all.
All right. Let me catch my pages up here. Okay, yours. Switch to Comcast phone service. That's your department.
Well, Becky has been looking into saving money and has found that if we combine our Comcast phones on with our internet service, it saves us a considerable amount of money. Right now,
Our bills range.
yeah, our bills, our AT&T is like $630, the Comcast internet is $84.99, that's $714 a month. If we switch to bundling, it's $344 a month for 3 years for those services. So it just makes sense to make the switch, so.
Is that, do you have to sign a contract with that? Do you know?
3-year.
It's a 3-year.
Are there any special discounts that are going to be taken off after year 1, after year 2?
I don't have the
No, it's a
answer.
business
Yeah.
flat rate.
Yeah.
It's a business flat
Business
rate?
flat rate,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. I'll go ahead and make a motion to accept the cost from Comcast for phone internet service for a cost of $344.50 a month
For 3 years, let's put
for
that on the
3
end.
years.
Support.
Go ahead, Steve.
By Steve. Been moved and supported. Any further discussion?
Yay, Becky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good find.
I just told her that they work Comcast. We have to call for customer service. I ain't doing it.
No, she's doing it.
Well, if it's spending money, let's roll call on this.
Yeah.
You did.
Actually, we're saving money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can still have a roll call.
Cooper,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Wolak,
Yes.
Conan.
Yes.
But see, in the president's eyes, it's spending money. Okay, very good.
Your items are what counts.
Construction Board of Appeals, we need the appointments, which we have here.
I've talked to everybody, all of them, they're all
All right,
interested
so
in staying
you-
on.
You have to prepare a motion, so what do you want to do, council?
I make a motion to appoint Steve Nickel to the Construction Board of Appeals to a term ending April 23rd, 2018, subject to the appointee meeting the qualifications set forth in Chapter 11 of the Village Charter.
Second.
By Conan. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor? Motion carried. Robin Cares for Board of Appeals also.
I make a motion to appoint Robin Karas to the Construction Board of Appeals to a term ending April 23rd, 2018, subject to the appointee meeting the qualifications set forth in Chapter 11 of the Village Charter.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Les.
Lyle Ballard for the Construction Board of Appeals also.
I make a motion to appoint Lyle Ballard to the Construction Board of Appeals to a term ending April 23rd, 2018, subject to the appointee meeting the qualifications set forth in Chapter 11 of the Village Charter.
Support.
We have moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
I'll abstain.
Okay, motion carried. Welcome, Mr. Ballard, again,
Thank you.
for another fine year.
It's so busy.
It is.
Yes.
Have you ever
So-
met one?
Not in this village, but we have another one.
Yeah.
We've only, as far as long as I've been here, how long?
Not since I've been here, I know
We had
that.
one meeting.
Well, see, that means we're good, so,
That means our Armada Fair banners.
Yes.
yes.
I will move to allow the Armada Agricultural Society to hang banners in the village right of way to advertise the Armada Fair once approval is obtained from the Planning Commission granting the approval of a unique application for signage.
A second?
Moved and supported?
The only question I'd ask on that is, do they know that they have to go?
Yes, yeah. I've spoken to them and to Carolyn for Armageddon, because they always say
Yeah.
one too. The reason this has to come to council and not be approved by Dennis is because it's in our right of way. So whenever, like, Sam's wasn't in our right of way, but it's in our park. So Ben is hoping that this will blanket cover them to not have to come to council every year. I think they'll probably still have to come to planning. I think he and I are a little bit of a different opinion about that. But that, they'll take care of that at your level. But for this might just be blanket, unless there's a change to what they're doing. That's still up in the air.
It's
So
nothing different than what they've.
no, than what they've always done, and as long as there's no changes to that, which I don't know how they could change a banner, except for the date, but I mean, it's the same
Yeah.
size, so, it should be good, but, the planning's still gotta iron that out a little bit.
So they have a fee they have to pay to go to planning? How does that work?
I don't think so. I don't think for this they do. I don't think so, but I don't
It's part of
wanna,
our new sign ordinance,
it's part of this
right?
new ordinance.
My
Yeah.
experience with that is that they have requirements on what they want to know from you. So there's 4 or 5 questions. You have to give them the who, what, where, when, and why. Write up a little paragraph and submit it to them. They'll say yes or no.
It's not like these are new. It's not new for Armageddon. It's not, I think there's a 5K one that might have done one in the past also. But, as long as they have our permission, because it's our right of way. So that's why it's like that.
And that's more or less a fundraiser somewhat too, the 10Ks or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
or 5K, whatever they call them,
Right.
so.
And I do believe in the ordinance, it does say that if there is a special usage or a special signage deal, they do have to make application to the planning commission.
They do,
That's-
and the thing is they have to tell them the dates.
Right.
Like it's from this date to that date. So there's still, it's a new ordinance and we're all
Well, it's
just
very
getting used to
specific.
it.
They want to know
It is.
what kind of sign, how are you going to attach your sign to wherever you're putting it? What is it made out of? I mean, they draw
Right.
them a very vivid picture of what you're going to do.
Right, right. So that's what this is, so.
We all been through it before, so it should be quite simple.
Yeah, unless they've changed their, when they have it set.
Right, so,
Got a vote?
yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. We have any up and coming agenda items? None that I know of. Council comments?
Mr. President, have you met with the Fair Board on their annual agenda yet? I believe that's called for in the water and sewer contract.
I stopped by there last month after we got a heads up that the Boy Scouts were coming in. And I told them that they have a new regime up there, that we needed information from them, and they said they would be getting it to us, so they're aware of it.
Because I know we generally started putting our sewer deals in the manholes, out in our manholes, the southern side there. I think the samplers were.
Yeah. The whole deal with the Boy Scouts was when I asked them about that they weren't even using their restrooms. Everything was porta potties up there for that weekend. But they are aware that they're supposed to let us know any activities up there.
So it must have worked out well. They're supposed to have about 1,500 people into the Boy Scouts.
There was 3,000. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, when you look
Poor
back
guys
over
sure
the
got
ground,
some
it's
rough
all
luck,
the little
too.
colored pup tents.
Yeah, all the tents, yeah.
So
it's
the
very
shows are made us on the map real well.
Yeah, it was a bad rain that weekend.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Anything else on that? At this time, Mr. Don Brown is in our audience. Would you like to address the council?
Yes, I would. Thank you. Just wanted to come here and just to listen in and picked a good meeting to come to, pretty short.
Fairgrounds County Commissioner.
Yes, it much more pleasant out in that. Well, not as bad as it used to be anyway. We've got a issue down there that's caused me some concern, and maybe you've heard about it from some of your residents, but we've got a new county clerk down there that's a little over her head in what she's doing. And it's caused some customer complaints to me directly for people that once got things to 10 minutes, took them an hour and a half. And we're trying our best to work around the situation, trying to extend her every courtesy and to try to help, where we can. But there's some issues that some people just can't, there's no good to talk to them anymore. I've done my best to try to reach out to try to assist and try to advise her when she took office to keep some of the good people around just so she could learn the job. Like Treasurer Rocca, quite very similar in the way that he upset and got in there quite under the radar. But he went in there and has kept most of the staff that know what they're doing.
It's a well-oiled machine.
He's doing very well down there, and people have no complaints. And this current clerk has got some personnel issues, and what it is, it's causing, which gets me most upset. I don't mind how she runs the department, that's her business, but it's costs the taxpayers money because there are multiple suits. She's fired 11 people, several have caused lawsuits, brought us lawsuits. It's starting to be a real cost to the county. We're trying every way we can to try to figure out a way to resolve it. And, we're getting there, I'll just tell you, I can't let over to say, but we're gonna fix it. We're gonna try to fix it soon. And so just bear with us, please. And do you have any interactions with the clerk that your village has that has caused you any delays or any concerns?
I just have concerns with filing things through vital records, that there's such a backlog with filing.
Is there a backlog? Well, there's a backlog. There never used to be.
Right.
And she's got 11 employees that she could have hired, not all at once, but certainly started, the first of the year, and she hasn't. And from a budget standpoint, I say, hey, it's good. Maybe they don't need them, but they do need them.
Yes.
It's causing the backlog, it's causing late. And our staff was already pretty lean. We went through the last depression here, the recession in 2009, and you know, we cut back 30% of our employees and through attrition and everything else. We didn't hire them back. You know, and so we're really running lean as it is. So we're trying to work at the county is in the middle of our renovation program. We're doing a lot of deferred maintenance down at the county. We got $65 million investment going on downtown, and we restored the old county building now, the one with the faces on it. Now you can go in there and it's all brought up to code. Right when the fire was all out of code. Built in 1934. There was a few things that needed updating. We're getting ready to go into our budget time. You know, our budget session is getting ready to start here pretty soon, and so we'll be going through the budgets. Last year, I'm proud to say our budget it wasn't flat, but it was $300,000 over $470 million of being flat. So we're going to try to hold the line. It's pretty unrealistic thing. You can do that for too long, but as you all know, expenses essentially going to go up. But we're going to see. So we're going to try to keep those things in line. Road Commission's got a lot of work going on around the county and some out here. They'll be doing the countywide resurfacing program. You know what? I kicked myself because I went off and left my list, so I don't know if that street near you is going to be down here, but those will be getting probably later towards the end of the summer, to be honest with you. And concrete repair programs and so forth. But if you got anybody needs some crack film, well, of course you're in the village here, so you're a little bit different, you know. But anyway, if you need something, let me know. Particular, we'll try to get some attention on it. Congressman Mitchell's office is I also work with him. He's doing well in Washington. There's been a lot of stuff going on. The first quarter of the year was, you know, spent passing a lot of bills, and they passed 150 bills and laws. They weren't really reported. It means that they weren't doing it. Well, the Congress, the Senate, the Congress has been passing. They passed more bills in the first 100 days than they did in the last 40 years. So they've been pretty busy trying to, some of it's rolling back, some of it's new initiatives, rolling back some of the changes that people thought are necessary. So the healthcare bills in the Senate, the healthcare bill they passed out of the House, went to the Senate. The big discussion now this week is the Senate may do something. I don't think they will, but we'll see how that goes. The next thing that they're working on in the House, though, is tax reform. Congressman Mitchell thinks that's going to be a more difficult thing to do than health care reform, because so many other people have interest in the tax code, and it's about as much just going to be pulling everyone's strings here to try to get them to stop it. But what he'd like to see in the president and the House leadership is to lower the rates, break 3 rates, and lower the national corporate income tax rate, make us competitive. Right now, our corporate income tax rate is the highest in the world, and we need to have it lowered out to give our companies some incentive to keep our jobs here and invest here in Michigan, here in our country, and the rest of us also, you know, reduce our tax rate as well and return more of our money to the government. Paul Mitchell, as some of you may know, I don't know if I've told you this or not, he serves on the Transportation Infrastructure Committee in the House. That's where they're talking about an infrastructure bill coming up, Rebuild America. That bill takes form in this committee. So they have a position of some leadership there in terms of what comes out and ultimately goes to the Congress. He also serves on the Education Workforce Committee, which, him being around throughout the history, spent a lot of vocational schools and high schools and so forth. Got a lot of feedback on what needs to be done and the problems with trying to make vocational education more of a priority in this country than they've been in the past. So he hopes to work through those and give our local districts more flexibility with the money they get from Washington, rather than have it so prescriptive. Items like prescriptive, you know, your school lunch has to have this and this and this in your prescription lunch, or your prescription, your free lunch that the school gives you. Things like curriculum, like Common Core. Some people have said about Common Core, they would let the states, let the local districts decide that out. But so that's kind of his goal there. They're not there yet. They're going to reauthorize the K-12 funding bill this term in Congress, and that'll be he'll be right in the middle of that too. So that's a good spot for him. They have also a committee on special orders that occasionally something comes up that they need to address attention. Something's hot, like maybe security. You know, they just had that shooting on the ball field, and so the House Sergeant of Arms is looking at doing that. If Congressman Scalise, who's the third ranking member of the House, wasn't there with the security detail, things could have been a lot worse. there wouldn't have been a couple of law enforcement that stepped into the fray to help slow that down, so. But so those are things that they're looking at particularly. Paul Mitchell also, when the 45 members of the Congress, the Republican House, were elected to the House this year, they had to select a member from their group to go represent them on the leadership committee that meets weekly or every 10 days with the House, the Speaker Ryan, and then other chairs of the major committees. Paul Mitchell was elected by his peers to serve on that committee. So even though he's a rookie and he probably sits in the back and doesn't say too much, he is in a leadership committee that has dialogue with what's going on, what their progression of things, what things are going to move forward, strategies and so forth like that. So, but generally says they're getting along pretty well, and Congress says, despite what the media says, there's a real collegiality amongst the members. They differ on policy, of course, on some things, but it's not that they're at each other's throats the way some people would have you believe. And Paul Mitchell believes in getting things done and not shutting down the government because you don't get your way on one little thing out of a hard, big, long list of bills. And I don't think there's any fear of that coming anytime soon, but you know, that's just his general approach. So I know I maybe almost spoke as long as you guys have all spoken.
No, you can continue.
I've got to keep it, you know, short, but there's interesting things going on, and we've had, when the congressman's been in session, he's been in session a lot this term because they want to get the new administration off right. He's actually spent, you know, I don't forget the number of days he spent, but he spent a lot of time in Congress. But when he is back, we have him out and around the district quite a bit. And we've got our district, for some that may forget. It's the northern third of Macomb County, basically Hall Road North, all of St. Clair County, and over to the west, got Lapeer County, got all those. Then north, you got Sanilac County that sits there. And then north of that, Huron County, at the tip of the thumb, Port Austin. And then go over south of Saginaw Bay, it's Tuscola County down there. We've got 3/4 of Tuscola County. We don't have Frankenmuth, but we're close. Or Bay City, but so we get around the district quite a bit. A lot of it's agriculture. I mean, we've got a big agricultural district, but it's also offset by the amount of manufacturing down here in Macomb County. So we really have a very diverse district, and my role with the congressman is to be his face in the district if he's unavailable, and he's been unavailable quite a bit, you know, given his job, his responsibilities are to be in Washington. And so you often get me, so if there's any special event, you know, need to know about here. And that's why I go out and attend so many meetings and get around the district, is to hear feedback from people and take it back to the congressman. I talk to him, you know, quite a bit. Instead of ran his campaign, and I'm a senior member of his staff, and so talking to me is like talking to him, I make sure it gets to him, because that's how he understands what the needs of the district are, what the pulse of the district is. It is at our district office where I work at, which is the same office as Candace Miller's. Every week we give them a roll call of how many calls came in, what they were about, every day to get a barometer of what's going on in the district. Could be something mundane, as somebody looking for Social Security help. Could be a particular issue going on that's a hot issue of the day. Healthcare was a hot topic. What it is, it's back on to being a hot topic. Even though people are calling our office, even though it's a Senate vote, you know, people are still calling because they think, you know, we have something to do with it. But it's, so we pay attention, and we track the mail and all the social media, so we keep our ears on what's on the minds of people. So, but so you get two with me, as many of you know. I did the same thing with Congressman Miller, and but I enjoy being on the County Board of Commissioners too, and having my pulse on what's going on locally, because, you know, local government's where it's at. You know, you and our school boards are the closest to the flame in terms of the people. You know, and you take the heat a lot of times for things that, you know, for every little thing you do. And you know, and we both, Paul Mitchell and of course I too, want to be your partners and things, and work where we can, and you know, be supportive too. So, like the church had that flooding issue with Candace Miller, and they were out taking a look at. Looked like it's a church problem to solve that. And
Yeah, they had it repaired.
did they get it repaired?
Yeah, now they're waiting for $100,000 to do repaving on it, so.
Where's that going to come from?
I don't know, they're very short in their collections every Sunday.
Yeah.
And Father wants to move forward with it. He's got another deal he wants to do in the front of them steps where they're so high. He's worried about, you know, people coming in with older people and
Yeah, sure.
bringing caskets with funerals and that. But he has a ramp that they put in new to the side up to the driveway, so the hearse back's in there. And now he wants to put a ramp out in front, so, but
Well,
how they're gonna do it, we don't know. People are questioning.
Well, it's all in God's hands, isn't it?
Money,
No, but-
and then the bottom line is, Father George is gonna be leaving to Armada.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
I thought he just got signed for 6 more years.
No, he's going in to the Air Force, and I understand he's probably gonna be a chaplain someplace.
Father COC?
Yes, Father George, COC, yes.
Your church?
He just announced it in church yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, our pastor.
Mary must have told you.
Pardon me?
Mary must have told you.
You behave.
Well, you know, keeping priests in our churches is it's not as once common. I think you're always gonna have a priest at your church these days. And our pastor just turned, Father Rick over in Rome, you know, there at St. Clement, just turned 80, and you know we've got a variety of people that come in. It's always not the same priest. We know who that most come from the Capuchins, but you know. So anyway, but is there anything that I could take back? Anything for me or for Paul Mitchell that you got on your mind? It's something you see that you say, you know, what about that?
We could use some more of our state money back.
Yeah, that's,
Well, then well, if you want state money, as a county commissioner, I agree with you.
well, you noticed,
And if you want federal tax dollars back, well, hang on.
what's that public act that we use today?
PA 33.
That PA 33.
Yeah, that's a state branch. I don't know.
Okay. We had to use that, and one of the reasons we've had to do this is because the state cut us back in revenue share money.
Yeah,
Now, they're up there bragging about maybe giving a tax cut, which is great. I'm glad to get a tax cut, but they need to give these
so one pack, they
communities.
put the other one, take one out of the
Armada's,
other.
Armada's still below the line.
I
mean, we're-
listened to the mayor of Grand Rapids say they lost $98 million. So while they're bragging there, they really cut
Yeah.
their communities bad.
Yeah.
What are they doing to offset all these costs? That they
Well, this is
were-
that's a state legislature. I don't know what they're proposing. This is a county, and Paul Mitchell's in Washington DC. I don't know exactly what they're proposing.
Well, we're talking to you as the commissioner
Yes,
here,
yes.
and
Yeah.
you're here to Lansing.
Yeah, well, okay, well.
The communities
Yeah.
are hurting.
You know, believe me, I've heard about it, and, you know, it was a big joke, is really what they did when they pulled that fast. I mean, the state, I heard a presentation from the MTA, they were talking about the state tax commission about how it was almost borderline illegal what they did in terms of, and who was sitting there was Representative Cito and the other person from Chester Township elected, Mrs. What's her name, but so we're giving them an earful, but we just gotta keep the pressure. We gotta let they'll hear local government. I mean, and the good news is for state reps, they're every 2 years, so you keep on the leash. Pete Lucido wants to be our next state senator, and so we gotta get on him to say, time to start cracking the whip a little bit, and what are you gonna do for us? And,
Win those votes.
Yeah, just not be voting no and remaining silent doesn't necessarily help us.
Right.
This has put us in a terrible position this year.
How much are you under?
We're not, but.
Well, no, what is it?
Well, how much do you have to-
Yeah.
how much
What
you have to
was
use
our,
to
what
raise?
was our, what
I
did
don't have it
Jeff
in
say?
front
I
of
don't
me.
remember what he
I don't
said.
have it in front of me, but our attorney.
We're not
It's
back
for a
to
whole
2008 yet. We're still below 2008.
It's gonna take us about 20 years to get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So-
Well, same with, you know, all local government, right? We can only go up the rate of inflation or, you know,
Right.
the most, so it's gonna be forever and a day. We won't get back to the old days, is it? It'll be gone.
So every community has to file bankruptcy in order to turn it around.
Take
And that doesn't sound good either.
No, it doesn't, we're sure the county won't do that. We've taken steps to reform our pensions and get our costs in line to the long haul. I mean, our pension system will never be a burden to anybody because we self-own it.
Right.
And, well,
But just offering services to our community, the services that they're paying for in their taxes, we can't even give to them.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous.
revenue sharing is something that it's like the Indians, broken promises that we made. You know, they've made a promise and they just haven't kept it. By the way, they didn't reset Remember a few years ago, we advanced them all 6 months of our state taxes, give them an advance to get us through the tough times. They forgot about that. They didn't reset that either, which I reminded them all of.
Don, you said that Representative Mitchell is, he's on the Transportation Appropriations.
Transportation infrastructure.
Infrastructure.
Now, appropriations is that's a whole different.
Okay, now, we're dealing with MDOT here in the state, and I don't know if where MDOT gets all their money, probably
They
from
get
us and from the federal government.
Well, here's how the state tax dollars, yeah, there's state federal taxes on the gas, and so it comes from the federal. Most of the money, the big money comes from Washington.
I know we're in the process right now of trying to bid out some engineering for our West Main Street project. It's going to probably happen in 2018. And we're being told that a certain engineering firm is not able to bid on this because of their relationship with the village of Armada. And I want to question that. I don't know why, because they have never been, to my knowledge, never been actually appointed as our engineer. And I want to know why they cannot bid on this, because they are an excellent engineer, and we worked with them before. And we'd like for them to bid on both our construction and design engineering. This is something that MDOT, it seems like MDOT just, I don't know, they change their mind like everybody else changes their socks.
But they're not, this is an engineering firm that you use contractually?
No, we have in the past, but we haven't now. Okay.
The village doesn't, I don't believe, we need to look back through the minutes, but I do not believe that we have, used to be annually we would appoint an engineering firm as a village engineer. We have not done that in probably 8 years.
And we need to do much, right? There's no need for
Well-
engineering,
Well, we kind of released the last engineers we had with a bad taste in our mouth.
Uh-huh.
So we haven't jumped in to reappoint anybody.
right? What's the name of the engineering company?
Row Professional Services.
I've worked with Roe up in the phone on some projects.
They do a lot.
And they're excellent engineers.
Oh, yeah.
Right now, they can't bid on our project.
Right now they can't. Well, that's what MDOT's saying. They're trying to fight MDOT. They did it, they fought.
Well, I get maybe help with things. I got some people in Lansing I can call.
Good.
And I'll get on that.
Well, you know, we don't
gotta
want to
eat,
fight
gotta
too
send-
bad with them, we're getting our money for you, what?
Well, you listen, they gotta give you that money. It's your money anyway, so
That's what I'm,
they're not giving you
That's
gifts.
yeah, they think,
Nothing's
they
free,
think.
it's not free money. It's never free.
Sometimes, MDOT thinks that they're like Santa Claus. Yeah, we'll give you this for Christmas. Oh, what's this?
But you can give us money, I see you guys.
Well, you know what I know, I'll give you an IOU.
Well, the way they set it up is you can, we need design engineers, we need construction engineers. And they're saying, you can use the same engineering for both, which would be good for continuity.
You guys all have my cars, don't you?
No, I need no time.
But you don't have,
He just threw one.
there's nobody working for you. They're working for you, but not.
You want one with the nuts in it?
What's that?
Want one with the nuts in it?
No, that's okay, thanks.
You never know what's in my pocket sometimes. Yesterday's lunch.
I know.
But yeah, but anyway,
Yeah.
send me, road engineer, bidding on Filter Armada. And what's the project called?
West Main Street,
West Main Street.
rebuild, rehab, something.
We haven't named it
We
yet.
haven't named it yet, but talk to them.
And
Keep us on
I got a couple people, I'll make a phone call, see what the story is.
I tried to get hold of Jeff.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he was supposed to call me back today. So if he doesn't call me back today, I'm calling him back tomorrow. Because I guess they're in Lansing.
Well, that's someone good to call too, but I'll go kind of
Okay, good, thanks, Don, I appreciate it.
see what they, I mean, if they're saying though, that they're probably gonna have to point to some policy, but the whole thing's interpretation. That's
Yeah.
actually the rubber, that's where sometimes things go astray. Who's telling you that? The local?
What the heck?
That Drew Buckner?
No,
He's
Your
the local.
Buckner's not in this one.
no.
Brian Chomas.
Brian Chomas is the guy that's.
We won't talk to him. I'll just talk to Director
Mark
Steiner.
Harbison. Mark Harbison.
Yeah, Harbison.
Willie Swade.
I'll talk to Director Steiner, he's the director, and I'm working, ask him to say, what's the story?
Well, and there might be a legitimate excuse.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
there
there
might
might
be,
be a
I mean,
reason.
it's their money, it's our money, but I mean, but it's
Yeah, thank you.
it's their rules, so.
Yeah, but local community feels comfortable, they should, they will have the choice of what they say.
Well, and they force you to hire another firm to, not force, I shouldn't, I don't wanna say that,
Well,
I
anyway,
recant that.
well, you don't know why they
I'm gonna
also
take that
do this,
back.
right? Because communities like the city of Detroit have a play-by-play thing, so they're trying to, you know, do some eyeballing, but, you know, this isn't the city of Detroit.
No.
Yeah.
Long stretch.
Right.
No,
So, and plus they haven't done any work. So
I got a Paul Mitchell question for you. Would he get involved in a West Point appointment?
yes, our office does those. Well, we have an application process, we help him, his office, we recommend appointees to West Point, recommended candidates to West Point for all the service branches. So if you contact our office and or whoever the person, the young man is, have him call our office, and we got a whole procedure set up to plate nominees in service academies.
Why would you assume it's a young man? In this case, it's a young lady, but
Well, I was looking at you, I guess.
hope it looks like it's a young.
You're still a man.
But contact your office, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good to know.
And since you came to need his card. No, but call down there and we'll get you set up and he or she will do it. Be better if they call, just because, but most of them we see, they're some of the best candidates of those kids have been applying to those schools, they're really squared away, they pretty much know what they want and they're well organized and they're good kids, so it's the best, it's good to know we have a lot of top-notch people throughout the whole district. Yeah, but I actually have an interview board, they come down to the office, they did it in Romeo this year, but they come down and they'll all meet. Well, across the campus, they got an interview board. Not Congressman Mitchell does an interview. He gets people from military or retired military to interview. This year, I think the agenda was local from the base actually. Speaking of which, F-35s, we're keeping our fingers crossed for that. They're supposed to make a decision in August 18th, the same day as our air show starts, but they pushed it back to September now. We're on the short list to get that brand new fighters, those F-35s, 2 squadrons. There's 5 bases under consideration, and Selfridge was just rated last year the #1 Air National Guard installation in the country by the Air Force. So we're pretty highly regarded in that regard, and so we're keeping our fingers crossed and doing what we can with the county. Everyone's pitching in on this, trying to lobby where we can with Washington. Paul's working on it in Washington, and the military. So there's a whole big push, because if we get that, it's going to mean economic development for our community beyond what we have now, because we got a lot of aerospace companies, we have, I shouldn't say a lot, we've got a fair amount of aerospace companies in Macomb County now. We get that F-35 in there, Lockheed Martin, which is the primary builder of that aircraft, had a job session with interviewing companies to see what we could do some other work for them. Wonder why they're doing that, because they're thinking maybe the F-35 comes in and they got shorter route to service these aircraft, rather than having to ship parts in from a longer distance, right? So, there's a lot of good reasons because we need the F-35 and we need it here. We have the most airspace, interesting, I don't know if you know this, we have the most airspace for them to practice on in any state east of the Mississippi River. So that helps them if there's any that have range to practice and all that. If you remember back to the early 90s or maybe late 80s, remember a couple of jets had crashed because they were practicing out here. There was one year that 2 jets crashed by coincidence out here, but I shouldn't talk about that, trying to promote it, but I'm just saying that we got a lot of airspace and they practice. I guess that's what people practice. Sometimes you crash, but we've got a lot of airspace out there to do. So we're optimistic, but we're working hard to do it.
Thank you for coming out.
Yeah,
Appreciate
I'm
it.
glad to be good to see y'all. I said I don't see y'all, but you know, I run into once around town, but you know, I'm not too far away, so just people
Bring
calling
Paul
me.
up.
What's that?
Well,
Well, I won't be out, we try to be out there, I made a fair get him around and get him out, so when he's home, man, we fill the schedule out morning to night.
Here's your extra card. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I say, did I see you got an executive session on here?
no, that's
We
always
have none
listed,
tonight.
yeah. We just
Oh.
list it in case we need them.
No, we're just about
I should have known, but I didn't even given the door a lot earlier.
Yeah.
council comments, community events again, and we're done.
We like to have you here.
Yeah.
The time is 7:50. I make a motion to adjourn.
Moved and supported. All in favor?
Aye.
You must be doing something.